Everyday Artist. I'm Ms. Kim. Welcome to Drawstrings Season 2. Today we are drawing a woodpecker, and today is going to be the only episode that we have because Ms. Kim is struggling with allergies today. So let's get started. If you like to draw and you also like to sing, drawstrings, drawstrings. With our imagination we can do anything. Drawstrings, drawstrings. Let's start an adventure with a drawing made by you. And while we're at it, gonna learn a thing or two. If you like to draw and you also like to sing, drawstrings. Morning everybody, morning Bo, morning Haley. If you missed the initial announcement, which sometimes it does take a second to boot up, we are just having one episode today because Miss Kim is struggling with allergies. Today we are drawing a woodpecker, so let's get rocking, yeah? So with the woodpecker, we are, as usual, using a fine tip marker. Use what you need to use at home. Good morning, Haley. Use what you need to use at home. Pencil, like a plain number 2 pencil, colored pencil, whatever you have around that is convenient to you. The point is to do the work. We can always change the materials later. So we have a couple fine point pens. We have some beiges and browns. And we have a yellow for the eyeball, so we're going to use that sparingly. Haley, you sure can. We're going to use red. We are drawing a pileated woodpecker. I don't know if that helps you because they have the mohawk, so I don't know if that helps with you picking out a name. And we have some gray and black because the feathers of a pileated woodpecker are gray, black, brownish color, just, really earthy tones. So anyway, let's get started. We're going to draw a woodpecker. All right, so I have I have my paper turned sideways, so that's all we do. And we're going to start to the left side of the paper for the woodpecker. You can sort of see my outline here. I do an outline before the show just so I can keep reference of everything, because honestly, trying to do this and talk and draw is a little bit disorienting. So, lost my cap again. So, let's start. We are starting today, we're drawing a pileated woodpecker. So let's start with the eyeball because Ms. Kim likes to start with the eyeball. So we have the paper flipped sideways. We have our fine point pen. Let's start with an eye. So we're just going to draw a circle. Simple enough. There we go. Struggling a little bit with that pen. Might need to get a different one. All right, so we have the eyeball, right? So what are we going to do? We're going to do like a little bit of casing. Like it's like putting an eyeball in parentheses. So there we go. That's what we're doing. Trying to focus up here. All right, good job. Now that we have the outer eyeball casing, we are going to draw the light source on the eye. Good job, good job. And then we're going to draw the pupil, that black pupil on the inside, innermost part of the eye. And then while we're here, honestly, let's just color this in. Okay, good job. Since we're already there, we're just going to go ahead, color that in. Nice work. Okay, so now we're going to draw the face of the pileated woodpecker, and it kind of gets broken down by color of the feathers. So we're going to take the first line. Miss Kim probably should have tested out this marker before she started, but that's okay. So we're going to do that. I'm going to try to pull back a little bit so it stays in focus. We're going to come up and around the eye, down a little bit, up again, and pull back. What's good, sis? There we go. Good job, good job. We're going to connect this line. Actually, you know what? Miss Kim's going to grab a different marker. So here's Miss Kim's marker cache. There's a secret for you. Okay. Let's see if this one works any better. It was giving me grief. All right. Let's see if this one works better. Oh my goodness, I think it does. All right. So we drew up and above the eye. This is going to be the darker part of the face, the darker feathers. It kind of looks like a mask, like a Ninja Turtle, or if you like Saturday morning cartoons. I know I sure did as a kid and also as an adult. So we're going to pull this back so it almost looks like a ribbon, like a mask around the eye. Good job. Hope to see everyone's drawings if you're drawing at home. We're going to take the top part of this line and pull back around the head and curve in because that's where the neck connects to the body. Bo, what have you been watching good lately? I'm gonna pull this other line down. And Miss Kim doesn't always give the most eloquent instructions. But, you know, just bear with me if you can kind of mimic what you see, like mimic this line work. All right, so we have the main part of the face that surrounds the eye on the woodpecker. We're gonna come up because there's some tufts of white. There we go. Just like that. So these are just a bunch of curvy different lines on the face. And we're gonna do one more on top of that. It's almost like a crazy eyebrow. There we go. Now, for the super cool fun part, this is a pileated woodpecker, which means that it gets a red mohawk. It gets a red mohawk and kind of a red mustache, actually, now that I'm looking at it. So we're gonna draw this like cool tuft of feathers, this mohawk-like feathers. Haley, is that the woodpecker's name? Are we naming him Woody? Okay. So we're gonna come up, draw a curve up and around the head here. And these feathers are just gonna shoot out. They're a little messy at the end there. And we're gonna bring it back down, connected to the rest of the face. Good job. All right, so from here, we're gonna start the beak. So the beak comes in on the face. It doesn't stand alone. It's not like it disconnects from the face. So the beak is gonna come in. There we go. It's going to come in a little bit almost under the eye. There we go, just like that. We're going to connect these lines for the top part of the beak. Good job. And it doesn't come to a straight point. It comes to a little bit of a curved point. Can you see that right there? So we didn't draw it like, it's not like this, because that's too sharp of a curve, right? That's too sharp of an end right there. So we're gonna just curve it a little bit like that. Good job. Now to the bottom part of the beak, we're gonna start a little bit away from the eye. So a little bit further under, like, so it's not right here where the top of the beak starts. It's a little bit further down, just like that. There we go. There we go. Good job, good job. Now, the beak does have a nostril, so we're going to add that in right there. So it's like a little hook. There we go, like an upside down C, almost. Nice job. And we're going to continue with the feathers on the face. So from the beak, we're going to come down, almost like it's the cheek area, just like that. Good job. We're going to have another layer, and then more red's going to go into this layer here. That's why it kind of looks like a mustache. So right there. And then the final, I promise you, this is the final piece we're going to do on the face here. He has a little bit of tufted feather under his chin, under that beak there. There we go. We're going to come down like that because that's the part of the throat. We're getting to the throat area of that pileated woodpecker. Actually, it is a complicated drawing. It's a complicated face. Wouldn't you say? There's a lot going on here. A lot of different layers. It's like a vanilla and chocolate cake layered differently. Okay. So what is Miss Kim doing here? Okay. I'm going to draw that in because that's a little bit of the white feathering there. Layers like an onion. Exactly, Bo. And actually, if you want to stick around and learn some stuff about the woodpecker, they're about as interesting as an onion or a layer cake. Okay, so now we have the head of the woodpecker. We're going to move on to the body, which I think is going to be a little bit simpler. We're going to come up with the line here. Stop about halfway through that page. That'll be the upper back of the woodpecker. And then this is going to come down. And it's going to be a shorter line, just like that. So we're starting on the body of the woodpecker. we're going to start, we're going to, let me think of the best way to do this. Okay, so we're going to draw like wings that are coming off the body. So we're going to start with the wing structure a little bit inside the body here, just like that, because it does have like that smaller base that connects the wing to the body. We're going to take that line and we're going to bring it out. There we go. Good job. And we're going to do this again, but at the top, in the center of that, like that, I guess like shoulder, chest, stomach area. And we're going to come down because we need to connect these for a wing. Not just one wing, a grouping of wings. There we go. Good job. And this too we're going to do. Have this come around. There we go. So we have the main body of the woodpecker. We're going to draw on the wings. And actually there's like, again, with the layers. So we're going to draw in a little bit of an accent on the body here because that's the white feather pattern. Good morning, Warren. How you doing today? There we go. Good job. And with the feathers, so these are just, they look like U's. So we can just do that. And there's 3 different sections. So we're going to be aware of where the sections end. So we're going to go like that. And then these are going to be smaller U's. So they're going to go like that. So you see how these are bigger U's than this? These are smaller. Okay. So we're going to draw on some feathers here. They're just going to be like that cup shape, that U shape. And they're all kind of going in the same direction. You're not going to draw one that heads this way, okay? Because when the wings fan out, we need them all in ultimately the same direction so that the woodpecker can sustain flight. There we go, just like that. Just like that. Good job. And then these feathers, the ones with like the smaller U's, they are a little bit longer. So we're going to stretch out that shape as we head towards these longer feathers, okay? And I know this is a lot. It's a lot for me, and I've been drawing for a really, really, really long time. This is a lot to do in around 30 minutes. So if you need to stop the video, if you need to go back, if you want to, slow it down, there's nothing wrong with that. There's only good with that. There we go. There we go. We're going to draw that second layer of feathers, and we're going to connect to where these indents are, where these shapes come in a little bit. That's where we're going to connect the feather, okay? So when we're drawing feathers, right? Let's take a little sidebar. All right. When we're drawing feathers and we have that U shape, right? The place we're going to connect them is not going to be, the main place is not going to be here, although that is part of the wing structure. If we're just drawing the outside shape, we're going to connect them at these points, okay? And not the center. The center is where I think it's like that hollow bone or whatever happens there. So we can go back and do that if we want. If there's time, you can draw lighter lines in between everything. Makes it look a little bit more realistic. And it's pretty quick. There we go. All right. Good job. Good job. All right. Now for these longer, more elegant feathers, they're just more of a straight line. There's not really a U to them, and they're thinner. So we're going to start at the left, draw it all the way down to that wing. And you're going to see we have 3 different patterns of wings within one span of a bird wing. We have different kinds of feathers. So they're not all the same. As they radiate out, they get smaller, they get longer and leaner. Up here towards the body, they're thicker. Awesome, Haley. All right, so this woodpecker's name is Woody, named by Haley Terrell. And we have a few more feathers coming up the body here, and they're the longer feathers, so we're just going to continue that trend just like that. Good job. All right, it looks like there are also some feathers coming out of the tail end here. So we're gonna start underneath that wing we just drew for some tail feathers. There we go, good job. And then the reference photo I have sort of cuts off, but if we know sort of what we're looking at for tail feather shape, we can improvise. There we go. There we go, some tail feathers for the woodpecker. Nice work, nice work. Now we're gonna go underneath, draw in a little bit more of a belly. And the woodpecker belly is kind of fuzzy, kind of furry, kind of feathery. So we're just gonna draw these like quick kind of like lines. So it's gonna be like just like that, okay? We're gonna connect them. It's gonna show texture, which is always a great thing to show with drawing. All right, and then we have some feathers coming out of the back of the woodpecker here. Some more tail feathers. There we go. And then they get longer and more pointy at the end for the tail feathers, for the longer tail feathers. There you go. Just like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And if this is too fast, you can always go back and restart the video, pause it, do it at your speed. The point is that we're all here and learning and doing this together. So this is what we have so far with the woodpecker. We're going to draw on the feet. The feet come in under the body, under that fuzzy belly. So we're going to draw 2 sticks coming off the woodpecker. It's going to become a back claw. Bear with me. Like that. It's going to loop around and become 2 front claws. Excuse me. Again, allergies, which is why we're only having 1 drawstrings today and not 2. There we go. So crazy predator zygodactyl claw foot. All right, all right. And we're going to draw the piece of branch, that piece of wood that he's hanging on to, so it doesn't look like he's just hanging out mid-air. So this can be like a branch structure. Not super important how we draw this in, because the lesson is the woodpecker and not how to draw a broken tree branch. I don't know if there would be a whole lot of interest for that. So, okay. So here we have our woodpecker. We're going to start coloring. I'm going to cap up my markers. Always press down on the marker lid. So we're going to use yellow. We're going to start at the eyeball. So we're just going to color in that iris color. Make it a yellow. There we go. All done. With the eyeball, of course, not the whole thing. All right, next up, we're going to use some browns, some beiges to do some light shading, like we always do. We're going to do that close to the nose here. We're going to shade, even though these are technically white feathers, we're going to shade in because it's never pure white. You know, the feathers age, the woodpeckers get dirt on them, they're pecking holes in trees all day. So it's not the cleanest. It's not a singular color. There we go. There is variation with those, even with the white feathers. You can always see tones of grays, tones of like creams and beiges, different colors. If you look closely, you can tell something that just seems one color is typically never really just one color. All right, and then this is white up here. There we go. Coloring in this cheek area. Good job, good job. All right, so let's get in some grays now. We're going to color in, woo, that is potent. I'm going to color this in here. If you can see, I sort of left this area lighter because I'm going to see if I actually have a gray, like a lighter gray. And we can color that in afterwards, okay? So we're going to color that part there. We're going to skip this part where the white feathers are. Color a little bit of gray under the beak. Leave the rest because that's going to be red. And then pick it up about 2 fingers length, depending on the size of your drawing. And the size of your hands, I guess. There we go. Coloring that in. Good job, good job. Get this little part up here. Okay. Nice work. Coloring this in. Okay, and now we're at the main part of the body. So a lot of this is gonna be this gray, but we're gonna leave some spots open just for lighting, just for shading. Good work. And we're just doing some really quick light brush strokes, just like that. Coloring in some of these feathers here. And again, like Miss Kim is being kind of quick. It looks a little messy, but that is okay. It's okay, we don't have to be perfect. We just have to show up, right? Okay. There we go. Underneath the body. And then this is gonna get some darker tones as well. There we go. Nice job. This is what we have so far. I'm going to color in this claw here because it's the same color as most of the body. All right, looking good so far. And if you notice, I'm not using the pen straight up and down. I'm turning it to the side because if you turn it to the side, you have more usage. You have like a larger area, a wider area to be able to color more faster as opposed to if you were just drawing straight up and down. So watch, if I'm drawing straight up and down, there's that. If I turn this pencil or turn this marker to the side, do you see the difference in the shading lines? Not bad, huh? Little trick of the trade there. Go. Coloring in these longer tail feathers. Nice job, nice job. Okay. We're going to switch out markers. I'm going to see if I can find a light gray because I ran out of my good light gray. But I think I do have a solution, so... All right, so we have a different kind of marker here. It's a Tombow. Usually I'm using Copic. We're gonna just color in that gray. And if you see, I'm also going over that main color quite a bit because it's okay if it blends a little. It's not bad. Ooh, I might have to pick up some of this too. I draw a lot of pictures of Baxter, and this is one of my main colors for him. So it might be time. It might be time to make an art store run, just saying. But that looks pretty good. We're getting some good contrast in there. There we go. All right. Oh, we're going to get around the eye because Miss Kim forgot about that. And I'm just drawing circles around that eye. Nice work. Looks really good. Everyone at home, I know you're doing a great job. And again, not even trying to color in the lines. I'm literally just, do you see this? Do you see how messy that is? But look, it doesn't matter if I'm coloring over that darker color with a lighter color. There we go. Because it's not really affecting that darker color. And what's happening is because obviously there's ink in this marker, the marker tip isn't dry. it's using some of the darker color that's already there, and it's helping to blend everything. There we go. Looking good, looking good. Okay, so gonna finish up, hold on, with this lighter gray color here. Again, not my typical gray, but Miss Kim has been running out of supplies left and right. So we're coloring here. Good job, good job. We're gonna move over to a clay color. I actually really like this color. So we're gonna use this to color in some of the wings because the body of the woodpecker isn't just a singular tone. It's not a singular brown or black or gray. Wow, and that's really pretty actually. So just making these quick brush strokes, these quick lines. And then if we want to go over it and darken it up, what do? We run over that again, because can you see even the difference? You see the difference here? And if you want to shadow things, you want to shade things, it's actually really helpful. So you don't have to use like 5 different colors of brown to color something. Sometimes you just need one color, and then you can go over it a few times and it gives you different shades, different colors. It gives you a really pretty gradient. It's really good for blending. And again, we're not stopping to color in just every single one of these feathers. I'm just running broad strokes right over all of it. All right, good job. And then where those other ones connect, I'm gonna do a little shading. Again, just the broad side of that marker. You can do that with any kind of marker. It doesn't have to be a fancy marker. And even here, I'm drawing over the gray a little bit. There we go. Nice work. Okay. Coloring in some of those back feathers. Just completely drew out of the lines there. But check this out. I'll show you a trick. We're going to go back to our thin marker. And guess what? My color outside the lines just becomes another feather. No biggie, right? No stress. All good. Let's color in this beak. Good job, good job. Gonna go back to, if I can cap this marker, we're gonna go back to a little bit of the darker gray just to add some contrast. And if you don't mind getting your fingers a little dirty too, you can always blend with your finger. Like, you have to do it pretty quickly after you draw it down because markers dry fast, but look, you can just help blend. There we go. Yeah, markers dry pretty quickly. But, all right, now the part that you have all been waiting for. Coloring the stick. Just kidding. But we are going to color the stick, and then we're going to color in those bright red hues on the pileated woodpecker. It's what makes the pileated woodpecker so distinguishable aside from the size. I'm pretty sure it's the largest woodpecker in North America, maybe the world. All right, so quick, we're coloring the stick, this little twig that our buddy Woody is hanging out on. Good job, good job. Guys, for something really fast, this turned out really good. I hope you're having fun drawing along. So, we got kind of like this red mustachy area just right there. And again, you want to make some of it a little darker, just run it over. Run this over a few times in the same area. And we're going to color the mohawk. Yay! All right, Kim's going outside the lines. Doesn't matter. We're going to look at the entirety of the drawing, not the little nuances, the little pieces, parts. There we go. I have a little bit of shading, so this red just gets drawn over again. Do you see how it helps a little bit? There we go. with contrast. Makes it a little bit more interesting. There we go. All right, guys. I hope you had fun. This is a pileated woodpecker. We're going to now sing a song about a pileated woodpecker. Ugh, there we go. Cool. Good job, guys. Oh, I forgot to draw in the name. So this is our Woody Woodpecker. Thank you for naming today, Miss Haley. We're going to sing a song, and I hope you stick around because there's some really interesting stuff. There's some really cool, interesting stuff that pileated woodpeckers do. All right. And also don't do the song that most birds do. Okay. We don't sing, but we bang on metal objects to call for mates and claim our territory. Woodpecker, yeah, woodpecker, yeah, woodpecker, yeah, yeah, yeah. Woodpecker, yeah, woodpecker, yeah, woodpecker, yeah, 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 yeah. Gonna use my tail for support. Hollowing at nests, pecking at trees, large tailbones and muscles make this so easy to achieve. Sometimes I live in a cactus when there are no trees to be found, and when I'm really desperate, I nest inside a termite mound. We don't sing, but we bang on metal objects to call for mates and claim our territory. Woodpecker, yeah, woodpecker, yeah, woodpecker, yeah, yeah, yeah. Woodpecker, yeah, woodpecker, yeah, woodpecker, yeah, yeah. Over 200 species, we live almost everywhere. Most places but Australia. Guess we never tried to go down there. Feathers cover our nostrils to keep away the wood and dust. Our feet are zygodactyl, 'cause climbing up trees is a must. We don't sing, but we bang on metal objects to call for mates or claim our territory. Woodpecker, yeah, woodpecker, yeah, woodpecker, yeah, yeah, yeah. Woodpecker, yeah, woodpecker, yeah, woodpecker, yeah, yeah. Even with all that pecking, our heads, they handle all the strain. Just in case you didn't know, our tongues wrap around our brain. Even with all that packing, our heads are made to handle the strain. Did you know that our tongues wrap around our brain? We don't sing, but we bang on metal objects to call for mates or claim our territory. Woodpecker, yeah, woodpecker, yeah, woodpecker, yeah, yeah, yeah. Woodpecker, yeah, woodpecker, yeah, woodpecker, yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome. I'll see you guys.